Quickpen is now actually piece of our string now. He has been frequent. And I mean, that's the result of the hard performance, like the hard work he has put into winning each opponent Scrabble has shown and playing. So George Ezinore is a different class of player on its own, and he is an elite. He is a national champion here in Nigeria. I mean, he's just an elite player, which I believe won't allow Ben get away with any lapses. I mean, any mistakes. Okay, the players have started and Josh to go. I still have with me here African number four, the current African number four, Jimo Abdelmumin. And later in the day, I think we'll have the pleasure of the former African champion, Enoch Nwali. So when he comes and joins us in the stream, I would let you guys know it's our pleasure to have him. Hi, Mumin. How true are you for this game? I think this is a repeat now, if I'm right.
Uh, I've actually not checked the standing or the pairings for a while now. But obviously, I think it's going to be a fantastic game. Both players are top players and they are playing at the top level. And it's really, really going to be an interesting game. Sure of that.
Hey, our masters have said it really would be interesting. And here we now have a content to talk about. Now, he plays Zona instead of Zune. We see Zona here for 48 points. What is suggesting Zune? This is awesome. Okay. I mean, earlier, Kwaku was suggesting he plays Zune instead of using the arrow, which is it's not much of a problem. They will just the game will just start with it. Now, what are the options for Ben? This point is about taking a score, but we are behind that 48 game already. We pick the from is yet from. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of playing it also. Because you could play for it for 28 points. EPENT, which I feel is promising. And Bonnie not really bad. Maybe the F, you don't want to draw any high points down again for that. Okay, just trying to play. Couple of options here for George. For those that are expecting fire after, I am one of your fans. I am also waiting for your after to start. I mean, the player I have been trained to. I mean, they are just waiting to in their opening. Maybe trying to find their way to some bonus. Zohara here for 30 points. There's not much for George to work with here. It's looking like the X will still be left on this board. Or do you think he could make a plan for the X? Maybe play Oni or just doing any funny thing?
That's obviously a beautiful move. I think maybe something like ORA only to just set up for the X. So I know some players that will definitely play some moves like that.
But he would just
I think we won't be seeing that. Yeah.
Exo for 36 points, one of the highest scoring points on the board. Now he's really concerned about playing bonus and he has gone for Exo.
I think the first bingo of the day
Then needs
from Ben Quickpen.
beautiful from Ben. That comes on quickly for 79 points. Oh my. Third with 6 power. I'm not sure this is not what he thought I was going from the farm. Did he change?
Is going for his warrior. The move he wanted to play earlier.
Oh, this warrior I should have done earlier.
Definitely going to be an interesting game because Quickpen has a lot of scores to score on the board.
Like high scoring,
Just the 5 guys.
high scoring,
He's able to score 52.
and what is one of them?
Yeah.
The other high scoring is Balti, BAWTY, Wabi for 52 points. Okay, we see the first blank here on George. Uri for 10. Okay, just hope you are not drawing any more barrel, more of that.
I think Quickpen is playing at a very top level because he's able to spot his beautiful and fantastic plays. He just hooked the tee to the Uri to Fox Uri and he's playing it twice. I think that should be his highest score on this board.
Yeah, it's got me. And we said something about football in the last round, like really is conserving energy for the top player.
I guess we are already beginning to see that. George is not one of those players you want to
Play relax.
Yeah.
Okay, we should get a reply from George here, and he's playing the highest performance here of 52 points.
That's a fantastic play from George. He was able to remember that Zawaria hooks the L and he went for his high score.
Some interesting vision.
Yeah.
Feels so hard around. That's how stars go. That's how top player feels.
It's quite unfortunate that none of Big Ben's flukes on the board, so yes, we won't be seeing a reply. Bingo response from him.
This is really close. 206 to 203. I think we will hope for some heat in this game. He's need to commit the move. I think he's thinking about
There's no how. It's definitely going to commit the move because that's the best move. No matter the danger, you just have to give yourself the chance. It's not as if you had a more better move to play on that board. You know, this is quite okay to me.
we all hope we get to see that committed. Other options for him are Credit B, and that Victoria won't be more. Is it doubt there? Oh, yes. What's the reason for this? Wait, why? How do you go from 82 to scoring 67?
I guess he don't just want to open and give his opponents a scoring advantage over him. That's why he's trying to be a bit defensive. But
I mean, honestly, talks like this don't win championships. I don't know.
he's a champion. He must have had this several thoughts in several tournaments that he has won. So
He's trying to catch up here, and 67 won't do the catch up for him. He must be thinking, oh, okay, maybe he doesn't want to give break points. Yeah, actually triple. He has been thinking for this season for over 20 minutes now. I think his decision would have influence in this game.
Obviously, it's definitely going to have give a difference to the game because if I am George, I'm definitely going to play my toilet because my highest score. No matter what my opponent is going to play there, I just give it a chance. You know, you might be surprised he won't be able to beat 30 or 40 points on there.
But do you think maybe he's trying to put the two moves on the board and trying to read his opponent? Maybe trying to predict something from his opponent if he's going to counter any of the moves.
If
You know,
that's exactly what he's trying to
I think there are
figure
some
out.
players
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
They try and read their opponent.
Yeah.
Play.
Well, I'm not sure he'll get that from Quickpen because Quickpen is one of those players that's they try to hide their emotions when they play. Just like what Wellington said and the recent YouTube video that just came out, said you have to give a poker face, when you're on the board.
I mean, just keep on face. If you want to keep straight face all through the game, keep it. If you want to keep smiling face, but keep it.
Yeah,
And if you want
actually,
to
to
keep
be a
it,
champion, you don't even need to give a smiling face on the board. That's what Wellington is trying to let us understand. Because it usually gives the tendency for your opponent to know that this is what you have at this certain time. So I think I love the post that Quickpen is giving right now because it can't actually say, okay, this is what I'm going to do after you know.
no. Don't think all this extra time wasted on this move be necessary in the end. Or the board is getting shaped somehow.
25 minutes is a lot of time. So he has all the luxuries in this world to play. So he's actually a fast player as well. So yeah, sure he'll come around with it.
Okay, let's say the best move later committed after a lot of deliberations. I mean, take your highest point and catch up. It's been held, right?
No, it's not.
It's not been held. Okay. Okay, what are the options for Ben here? Okay. How? What it is? Wow. This scores a lot of points.
And he spotted the how keeping TIE on his rack.
I mean, if you are like Brian, how would you think like the opponent usually over 5 minutes on the toilet mode? Would you feel any different?
Uh, for that time waste, I'm going to definitely have to play him because he must have rationalized it. That what if the opponent scores something like Paddy or Judo? So I definitely have to play there, and that's exactly what Quickpen just did. Take care of that place. And let's go. Let's see how the game is going to be. There's only one street, seven, a bingo lane on the board. So that's definitely going to be my next place I'm going to play on this board. At this level, I think that is definitely what I'm going to be worried about.
Well, the bid why they are still on there really, and nine is not really you're all flexible also. Now George is the one trying to catch up now. And what is suggesting fear for 29 points and you play FIG through the DR. Moves like this sort of, you are limiting your chances in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And what if your opponent comes with a bingo through the E?
But he's not trailing that much. I think he just needs to score and keep
It's
on
not
firing.
live. The highest points for 34. Okay, now I'm keeping the tempo high.
Yeah.
It's just behind the win point.
He's actually a bit trouble for Pen to get himself out of there because I'm not seeing a solid move for him to make on this board.
Well, that's a couple of scores to get to keep his game stick active for 31 coming out. I mean, at this point, you are taking care of the game already doing. And where would your opponent go next? You have to start to think, oh,
Definitely,
the
we won't be seeing a 9 letter word from George because the board isn't open anymore. 'Cause he has to think to what he has. He has
through
to
the
think
AR.
ER and ON as well. So I'm quite sure he will be able to spot one of the few lines that
Do you think he has a 9 letter?
he does. Pottering.
Oh wow. Okay. These are all the various plays. What coffee suggesting tactical protecting? What do you think about it? Maybe you have soda, soda, a lot of foods.
I won't go with tactical.
Why do you think coffee suggestions?
I think at this point, I actually think still the same thing. Like the Y is exposed, ER as well, the ON, and even the particle opens a new bingo link for ODA, the C and the S. You have the blank with you. So I think it's a kind of thing that you just take it. Or I guess I doubt if we'll be seeing particle from Mr. George this time.
Yeah, we see him with up things. I hope he's not trying to opt for this one. I mean, it's not a good word. His options here are full tiring, 9 letter, 3 ER, pottering, post-tiring. I mean, pottering, but still have a lot of, some high probability.
Funny enough, if Scrabble is just funny game. If he even goes now, the opponent is definitely going to reply, depending on what he thinks he wants to play. If he play the pottering with the double P, the T will be a float for his opponent. So it's going to be a tough decision for him.
You don't see the reason why maybe Barkley suggesting Catapult.
Yeah.
Like, let's say he, I mean, pottering doesn't score that much, and you are behind by 32.
The board is a bit strict though.
But I'm more kind of fun, like I'm bonusing anytime I'm getting the bonus, sort of playing it out. I do not want to have, harboring.
Yeah.
Don't want to be harboring talents for a lot of.
Like I said, if the game is for you, it's definitely for you. If it's opting for this
I
opting
hope it's
move,
not of
it's playing opting move.
okay.
It means that the game is for Quickpen.
He's kept the blind. He's kept the blind. Opting for 28.
It's yet to commit the move.
39 on 70.
He has committed the move. That should be a miss from him. Yeah, definitely a miss.
Option. Well, I think it's sort of doing Charles turnover because he has a blank there.
Yeah.
Don't you think is a good luck in missed bonus in that question? Like it's a good fortune because if you sort of bonus that one, your opponent will come back with a counter play, which will score way more than what you just did.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think Scrabble has been unfair in some aspect. So let's look at the choices for brain. Just they just play anything. I mean, I don't think. Do you think he has anything to think about?
I think he wants to maybe jump as many times as he can because from his own perspective, the blank is still out. You understand? There's no way he will believe his opponent has the blank after playing the option to him. So he will be trying to play as many as he can, maybe something like quoted through the T of the opt-in and the D of the how. Yeah, he's going for the move for 18 points.
I think he's planning for something. Protect for 17.
Yes,
in
17
the end
points,
of
rather.
community.
It's definitely making this play.
All right. Made already. Wow, the game is really intense now.
I wouldn't say before this opt-in moves, he would have played COVS through the house. He would have gone for them because it's kind of takes care of the board.
They make hopes, right?
Yeah, hoops and house. That would have been his move. But this now will give his opponent a HAIN.
For 28.
Is that a V? Is that V or A?
It's looking like a win.
Oh.
Yes, the big game is something.
I would be surprised to know that the Q might decide this game, this level. We have a couple of ties, good ties outside. We have the four aces outside, like from none of the angles, but from George's angle, we have two aces outside, and from Quickpen's angle, we have three aces outside. So that could influence some of his thinking. I mean, Hassan, what do you think George has to be worried about at this point of the game?
At this point, I am now 10 behind. I have the blank and the S. So, like, I would be sort of thinking if I manage this game well with this ammunition that I have, I should be able to see out this game professionally and get the lead for myself. At this point, I would just want to take the high score with a very decent lead that comes. And yeah, it's not like I'll be ruling out prospects for bonus play, but I would be focused on taking high score now. Like, I'm taking the highest score here.
Um, um, George is definitely thinking of on soldiers through the ER, and I think soldier is valid word.
Yeah, valid.
So the question is asking myself now is, does it take? Yes. Or do I really need to bingo now?
I think on soda it's
Straightforward, right?
no, it's not. I mean, I think it's popular. You could play on soda.
Yeah.
Sit on soda.
Your hot seat didn't tell you what to do sometimes. You just have to try and be conservative sometimes.
You know, soda is high for athletes already. But it takes some form of vision here. And we vote. I it's a bit fantastic now. This is tricky Scrabble.
The two times he's postponing his bingos, your opponent would have replied. If he plays his on sodas, we'll be seeing universe from Quickpen. And that's obviously going to wrap up the game, except maybe miracle happens.
I think there are some things that I still need to learn in this Scrabble. You know, I think you're skipping bingo now.
Yeah.
Right?
Not all the time, though. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
How do we know these times? I mean, what are these times? Do we have any book about this time?
Quickpen just committed URE for 7 points. So they are both on 31-3 to 31-3. It's George's turn to move.
George has been seen like twice in this game. Like he has been keeping the sanity of this game alive. Although I think he would be the one on time for you as time goes on. I think we would all have loved consolers. You know, we would all have loved to see consolers come down from the board.
think George is thinking of playing SUM to the thinking of playing SUM horizontally to the MM and the UR. That should take care of the board some way.
You know, he's concerned about that place now. This think this would give an avenue to open the world. You will see some come down for some interesting score. And it's 88 points. That just really influenced them. We have the queue here now with Burn. The Q and the B, those two bodies. Wow, okay, suggesting is exchange.
Obviously, I would have
Q
done the
and
same
B.
thing. Yeah, but the Q isn't. It's not having a. I'm not seeing any support for the
Look,
Q.
looks great.
Okay, do QIN. That should be his next move because his opponent is really suffering from foreigners. Let's see what are the options for Judge, Ezinore Judge. You know, we have 7 ties in the bag.
Quacker suggesting is change at least $5.
At this point, if you are leading by, I think it's leading by 7 points. What would you think of doing based on the nature of
At
the
this
board?
at this point, how many vowels are you seeing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 vowels I'm seeing out of 14,000 something. I mean, I won't be moved to change at this point. I would just want to play any points that come.
Oh, is it playing OL? He just played O. Is that OL?
That was great. I think I missed that.
That's definitely OL, and none of them were able to see the move. ELDOL.
Oh my!
And
Oh
Big
my.
Pen accepted it. That's definitely one of the disadvantages of playing fast. If it was a bit calm, he would have won from yeah.
Yeah, how you man? I mean, he must have been fixated on dropping the Q on the board. Like,
He has all the time in the world. He has 16 minutes. We shouldn't.
these guys are very fast now. Or are they just glad to get away from boarding the Q, the J? Like, you don't want to be taking those guys into a close end game.
I think it's down to the end move. We're going to see what's
Honestly, guys are
Both players
taking
have
their
for-
scores really fast. 378 to 366. Wow, Georgia has 3 vowels now.
it should be George's game because he has 2 vowels AUCPL and blank.
I think I must have thought of that. Like, okay, I have all the ammunition here. I can manage this game really well. Is that an L? L, right?
I think that's D ADPLC. We are not able to capture the.
It's looking like the 1 point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if it's a D. What I believe is a D. Let's ask for approval and look at judge option of winning this game. I'll try to. Wow. I mean, judge has like 1 million ways of winning.
We need to confirm that we have the exact ties with him. I think
That looks like a D or whatever. Okay, this will be you.
we have AUPLC blank. Right. I think Mr. George is taking his time to see what's out and what's his opponent's best move to be able to take care of it. Sometimes you kind of have an oversight of playing with the wrong two-letter words. I myself must have been through that.
I think you made game.
Yeah, IR against Pakon. I currently watched the game
These are the
yesterday.
moments you can have that in your project, and it's getting to end of the tournament. There are 1 million ways for Germany to win this game. I mean, 1 million ways. 1 million ways.
Pakon is suggesting he plays PA
A lot of.
to block the V.
Are there ways for V on this board?
Yeah, the VUG. The VUG. Pakon is suggesting that George plays PA there to form beggar, BEGAR. PA. That's obviously not an easy fact letter to cite at this time of the game. You have to play what you're sure of.
Yeah, what's your version?
Any mistake now, it's straight loss for you. So
you don't want to be losing this kind of
exactly.
game. Like you have the guy in your hand like this. I really know the 6 letter of this big guy.
Yeah.
I mean this 5 letter of big guy. So man. Like if my parents plays me big guy, I'll be like, wow. Well, if I'm in a good mood, and they just let me.
Yeah.
uh, we are sorry to see OL passed. I think due to fixation, I mean.
Down to remain 39 seconds. Is yet to play.
From the comment section, Lester Morris is saying, why not coupon? At what move that? At what point could Judge have done?
Is he looking at his time? He's having just 12 seconds.
What is it thinking
Going to
of?
play.
He doesn't need to do so much. I think it's playing Capone now.
Cajon, CAGON.
Now just the pay then Capone, CAP over anything. You just sort of play anything and you have the game outrightly already to yourself. What's the blank?
That should be J, I guess.
I mean, the blank could be anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, it could be P. Let's say P fits mostly.
I think he's planning to finish with GULP, God and UMM. Because he knows his opponent can't play anything there. And he also has Kula, PULA. That's actually a lovely move from him.
I mean, they have 1 million ways of winning.
Yeah.
Without
he just needs to avoid playing
going negative. Yeah.
Going negative at the time as well.
Going negative on the time. Yeah, actually.
Oh, somebody just gave us better option of coupon like COUPON or George holding on to the AL, yeah, AL, and AL finishes everywhere. That's also a lovely.
If it is still about this game, I mean, there are a lot of options. You start mentioning the. It's just, I think the V sort of reduces the chances.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, the V.
I absolutely think it should have been his game if he was able to spot the OL two-letter oversight that he allowed.
Yeah,
That would,
it could have changed the
yeah,
dimension.
that would have changed the
We
dimension
don't
of the
score
game.
zero for that point.
It's just to drop the KY in as you and go to the back before your opponent. Maybe who knows? You might have picked this ball, son.
You think playing on stream has gotten to this player? Yeah, I'm being stream, you want to play so well, play some.
Actually, it does. Maybe at a certain level, just something minimal because they've been playing this Scrabble for years. They've been on stream over how many tournaments? Yeah, so and it's not something you just go overnight. It's something that you work on, keep on working on it to give your best at the big stage. So George is one of those players that he's not frightened whenever he's playing the big stage. So and Quickpen as well is a player of his caliber. I would have expected him to take his time and see spots the OL phony that has been played on the board. Okay, Quickpen is really taking his time. 390 to Quickpen's 366.
Yeah, I feel he's thinking, do I have a chance? Like, but if you sort of see your opponent can, sort of finish that play anywhere else, you just have to let go. I mean, you want to let go, conserve some energy. Like, probably you will stay. If George wins this game, I think he will still be playing very for state. So, we still have Ben taking his time in this game. Why are they going through the stones? Maybe they're trying to check the stones. Yeah, I think we discussed about overall. Overall is going to change the dynamic of the game a lot if it has been challenged more. And what impact do you think will be challenged more would have on current psychology?
When you actually look at some comments, you will feel like, what exactly is this person trying to say? You understand? George has several ways to win this game. So anything he plays, any valid word he plays at this point, he's going to win. So I think it's his game. It's definitely his game.
I want to believe they were taking time to check the scores.
Do you think he's trying to maybe kind of trick his opponents to drop his time before he makes when he's yet to commit his move? You know, what kind of saying? Like he just quickly plays fast. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
You might be surprised with some players' antics and the way they look at the game.
Okay, we see virus. I think that's the team points. Virus for 18 points.
That is the highest move on this board. All right, he has committed. And George is really taking his time. His time has dropped.
Well, it does not care since, he would finish the game.
His time has definitely dropped.
And that's important. Time is not constant.
What do you think happens if the time is continue reading and the other opponent committed his ties, and they are just trying to get to the scores. And the time is still going on, like enters 20 minus 2 minutes.
I
What do you
mean,
think is
I don't know. I mean, they are both elite players, and I think this time should be pros. I mean, don't commit in the move.
I think something like that was being discussed like a couple of weeks ago. And what we're able to deduce from it is was that as long as you've tendered your ties, doesn't necessarily mean
You need to
time out.
pause.
Yes, exactly.
Because this is like plus 20 now.
So I guess
Regardless of what happened on site, is an outright win for George. And I want to believe, I hope this is not a scenario, though.